everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're taking a look at a trailer for episode 1 of Street Dance Girl Fighter season 2. Cannot wait to get into this. We get to see kind of what we're going to be entailing, the kind of dynamics of all the mentors with those who will be selected. It appears that we're probably going to have some groups represented as well as individual entries. So I definitely can't wait to check this out with you guys. Let's watch it.
더 뜨거워진 스트리트 댄스 씬에서 10대 여학생들의 춤싸움이 다시 시작이 됩니다.
I think Bada, yeah, they're gonna come out last for sure. Look at everybody hitting it.
벌써 대단한 친구들이 눈에 띈다.
Yeah. Caliber is gonna be really high here. Wow.
드디어 해외 크루가 나왔네요. konnichiwa. Hello everyone. 진짜 오드리 같아.
애기 오드리 같아.
We're all so passionate about dancing and
Cute. This is gonna be so cool.
아니 저 이거 보느라 못 눌렀어요. 나 이거 못 눌렀어.
Oh, that's cute.
저희 팀에 왁시 언니 있어요. 사랑해요.
We have Waxy on our team. Noisy.
왜? 저 반칙이야. 정말 잘한다. 뭐가? 아이들은 받아들일 준비가.
They even brought whiteboards.
P는 P 알아봐요. 여기까지 하겠습니다.
We are the Afro dancehall queens over here, yeah?
와, 또 K-pop 하면 베베 아니겠습니까?
K-pop 하면 원밀리언이죠. 연습실 걱정은 절대 없게 해드리겠습니다.
Wow.
저희들 선택해 주시면 제가 바로 내려갈게요.
She's trying to persuade them. It's true. It's true. 그리고
그녀가 왔다. 아 여기 무조건 1등 팀인데 멤버 다수가 이미 스걸파1에 참가한 경험치 만들기로.
oh, we get to see returning crews.
유명 크루.
가서 언급됐대요.
하나, 둘, 셋. 왼쪽, 오른쪽, 아! 우리입니다. 안녕하세요. 저희는 저스트 그룹키즈.
Ah.
저스트로크 크루인 만큼 10대들 중에 제일
Not
강력한
necessarily the
팀이지 않을까.
case. Just Jerk is strong. Great discipline, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will be the strongest because you have international individuals as well. You have a ton of people that are going to be factoring in here. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah. This is going to be awesome.
Crazy.
Crazy, correct.
10대 애들이 다 미친 것 같아.
그냥 진짜 이번 스걸파2가 진짜 대박이다.
That's dope. That is dope. Okay, so bringing it back here, I think my overall thoughts for this is the format's going to be pretty similar. I have a feeling they're going to have a different dynamic compared to the first season. Side note, just because you do not see season 1 content on my channel, it is being actively reacted to on Patreon, and I will be releasing it as the episodes come out of the second season. I'll be releasing the season 1 equivalences, but I've just finished episode 2, a full episode reaction, so I know the full context of how the show works compared to the other Street Fighter series, so I'm really on top of it this time for this season. So seeing how they come in first episode, they're not going to show all the crews. I really love the fact that we have individuals in play on this, and of course I'm gonna bet that Bebe's gonna come out last because last time, who is it? Noze, right? From Weibi, she came out last with her teammates, and they did the whole dance. So I think it's like a really great way to compliment everybody. And it's really hard to change the dynamic after everybody's doing the routine. I freaking love it. There's a good chance they may do Latrice's click-like as well. You know, because when you think about it with the 4, I would say Latrice had a really popular one. Swipe was from Mana Queen. and then you have Barista Jam Republic, and then Bara. So I think it'll be really fun seeing just a huge dynamic of crews. I did notice there was a couple people representing Japan. Part of me really wishes Supakill was a mentor on here or had the opportunity to be a part in this way. But when we think about actual experience in the show, I think, like, I see both sides, because as I'm watching season 1, I understand why they may have changed the format to not have all 8 of season 2 crews, and here's why. A lot of people who are operating on this show, they're gonna want to pick people or mentors that have a lot of experience in this type of field, or that tailor towards this level of expertise, right? So I would say that I can see the benefit of having Supakill here, because Japanese crews can have a sense of, if there's an easier crew where they can get that really ideal mentorship, just like a lot of foreign crews that speak English as their primary language have a crew like Jam Republic. They'll be more inclined to work with Jam Republic, even if another crew may satisfy the technique or the genre vibes, you know? So I think it's just a little mix of that. This also makes me think too, because we're dealing with groups and individuals, which is different than season 1. They did not have individuals represented. My gut tells me there's a chance that for that first challenge, they only have, like, each crew is allowed 1 crew, and then they're allowed a certain number of individuals. Like, I don't know how many individuals they let pass here, if that makes sense, you know? And I think it'll just be different, you know? Part of me also wishes that the fighter, like, there needs to be a boy version of this. I think that would be so fun, honestly. I don't know why we don't have Street Boy Fighter. I think that would be super fun. They're like Audrey. Cute.
Passionate about dancing, and
That'll be really cute. Good chance they'll probably go to... I'm excited to see her. Her technique looks pretty legit. And I love they pulled a Holy Bang, because Holy Bang forgot to put theirs in as well. So this appears to be the foreign crew. So Bebe doesn't even get a say. They're not even in their crew, which I think is kind of fun. I know we also have... There's dynamics in play, because Harimu is a mentor this year, right? And I know there's beef between her and those who were interns who ended up winning the first season of Street Dance Girl Fighter, and I know they trained a lot at Just Jerk, right? Just based on what I was gleaning from that. And so I love that Lachika brought freaking whiteboards. That is hilarious to me. So it's just, I do feel like we're still in that speculation phase. We're not going to know the true scope of how this show is going to work until we see it. Once it is posted, once the excerpts are there. Well, I will probably only watch the excerpts of season 2, because the turnaround time on the subtitles takes a long time in comparison to season 1. There's all the subtitles out there. So I think for my health, I'm only going to react full episodes of season 1, but I will understand the context unless it is very different based on the trailers and things like that. You know, so I'm thinking that, you know, I don't even know if I finished my thought with talking about not having other crews from the second season and instead having a couple from season 1. I think the crews are going to be, because I think part of the problem with season 1 are the 2 crews that didn't get a lot of people are the crews that got eliminated early, you know? So I really feel like a lot of these dancers are going to want to opt for people who are more successful in their show. And I think that's one reason why they made that call. And Hook and Lachika were the most popular crews from the first season, and I feel like it's going to be more evenly split within all the groups versus having 1 crew with no one and then 2 crews with 6 accordingly, you know? So I think it's just, I love the fact that she's coming on stage to low-key persuade them. I think it's hilarious. It's so fun. I am very intrigued about how all of this is going to take place. They're like, we recognize them. Oh, we've seen her before, we've seen them before, which is kind of cool. I know what they said to Just Jerk. I wonder if some of the girls that are on that team were a part of the beef with Harimu. That would be interesting. I'm not sure, though. Yeah, Just Jerk rookies. So they're representing Just Jerk rookies. Yep. It's interesting that they said the top teenage crew in Just Jerk, as they belong to Just Jerk, they must be the strongest team. Never say that, because there's always like I know it's assumed because Just Jerk was pristine and they did well with this type of show, but Just Jerk also had their faults. They did. They were saying that they belong to Just Jerk, they must be the strongest team. I've also said this on some of my reactions for the first season of Street Dance Girl Fighter. Just because a team is super refined, you have to, mentors, I think it's always smart if they take multiple crews, but we don't know how it's going to operate. You want to take a crew that's not quite refined because they need something very different than a refined crew, you know? So a crew that's really set on how they have been mentored, it is harder to mentor people who have been mentored well. It is, because there's gonna be a subconscious, I don't know how Korean culture works, but I know in America, here's how it works. A lot of times when people come from really elite level organizations or crews and they go on to a different crew, a lot of times it's say, prove to me that you deserve me to be mentored by you, right? So I'm not gonna project that onto Just Jerk, but I do think that they are, if they are used to a certain caliber of being, you know, being mentored, it would make sense that they would have that kind of expectation of being mentored in a particular way, especially if it's effective for them, but also know who your mentors are, right? They're colleagues of Just Jerk. They're not less than. They're all on that same tier, if that makes sense, you know? I don't know if they would go with Bebe because Bada was a student of Just Jerk, or they'll go with the complete, or they may go under with Jam Republic because they're internationally reigned for a lot of them within royal family, right? So they understand how to operate with this high caliber type of crew because that's what a lot of them came from. It's just a lot of speculation right now. Hadimu agrees. Each member has good talents. I think it's interesting. Like, there's probably some beef there. There's a good, yeah, I think it's interesting that there's going to be beef between the Just Jerk dancers and Hadimu with 1 mil compared to what we saw last season. But who freaking knows? You know, it's going to be fun. Nonetheless, the real talents of the famous crews. That crew looks so freaking cool. Yeah, they may be crying because they got it all in and they're happy, but music, they do a good job of manipulating music to make you feel a certain way. So now we're looking at, okay, we're going off of some eliminations, some battles right here, which is super fun. Technically, when you saw those freestyles, you only saw one grouping, so I wonder if there's only one group that has to do that. So I'm very excited about this. This is going to be really cool. Yeah, the caliber is going to definitely be elevated, just like the second season of Street Woman Fighter will be elevated because they made it international and they let people abroad apply as individuals. So that means naturally you're going to get a huge scope and spectrum of people that attend. So my overall thoughts is that I'm very curious about this. I'm definitely excited to see what happens. There's going to be some previous season tension that could be potentially brought back into here because some of the crews that are returning, Hadimu was a competitor against some of them. So I feel that it's gonna be interesting. I definitely think so. Y'all let me know your thoughts and discussion on this. Also remember too, because it is teenagers we're dealing with, I'm not gonna be holding them to the same level as I hold the Street Woman Fighter participants. Here's why. Because they're children. They're minors, right? I'm going to be holding the mentors at a higher standard because being a mentor means you have responsibility to guide others. So I think that it is very important that you do that with the responsibility and the burden and the blessing of the responsibility that comes with that. So I know there's a situation or two that may have happened in the first season. I haven't gotten to it yet. I will get to it eventually. And you will naturally see it on YouTube. But, I'm definitely looking forward to this, especially because I'm an individual who works with teenagers. Most of my scope of working is with competitive elite level dancers who are teenagers. So but just not in this discipline here. Normally they specialize in other styles and then they also do hip hop. So I'm probably gonna be more emotional with this one because whenever seeing people be able to work with a mentor that they've always wanted to, that's definitely an overwhelming feeling, and I'm really gonna be meshing well and really empathizing with that process. It's gonna be great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am very excited for the show and the discussions that are going to come along with it, like I've tried to do in all the other Street Fighter series past. Even, I'm really trying my best to remain objective, regardless of who people are, what they normally bring to the table, things like that, because I think it's important to be able to look at things from an objective viewpoint. Not everybody's going to be perfect, and we are going to see that in this show. We're going to have some mentors not be perfect, some dancers not be perfect, individuals. There's going to be, I'm hopeful that they're not going to have a lot of evil editing in this. I know last season, so far, there hasn't been that much, which I'm excited about because they are kids, and I really, really want them to have an authentic representation of who they are on the screen and not evil editing like what we've seen in the other Street Fighter series, like Street Man and Street Woman Fighter respectively. I do have, I'll probably like withhold all of my predictions for things, or just how, like, guesses of who I think they're gonna go with and that kind of stuff. I'll probably do that as I watch, because I know it'll be released. Trying to think what day it is. By this time next week it'll be released, so that's kind of fun. And if you want to see my reactions, my full episode reactions to the show for season 1, I do have a couple of them already out on Patreon. Go check it out. All of my videos, this one included, are all early released on Patreon if you're somebody who's impatient and you want to watch as I make content. Patreon's a great place to do that, but I really try my best to get as much content from Patreon onto YouTube as possible. Copyright will be the only thing that permits it from, or that blocks it, essentially. So, but I'm Jess, I'm excited for all this, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye!